Hi, my name is Amanda Priest, and I'm a student in contemporary social theory. Today I'm going to go over the questions that were asked for the prompt today. And the first question is, what does imposter syndrome mean to you in the context of learning contemporary social theory? So imposter syndrome, we went over it this week during the lectures, is it's kind of having a form of self-doubt. Like, I am not who people think I am or who I say I am. It's like second guessing who you are in any role. It could be any position in society, any role in society. So it's having a self-doubt, but also like as an imposter, you're going to be found out, you aren't that person, or, you're just unsure. And so how that relates in the context of learning contemporary social theory is, what I got from it was, I thought of the word bias, okay? Because for myself, when I'm learning about these different theories and people who created these theories, I'm only learning or perceiving it through the lens of my personal bias, right? And I feel like there are biases that I have that I'm not even consciously aware of, right? So I think when I think of imposter syndrome in the context of learning contemporary social theory, I think of that. I think of bias. And then speaking to our first week's reading on Parsons, I struggled with the complexity and kind of like the heaviness of what was said, because it seemed like every sentence, every word carried a lot of weight. So there were terms that I didn't fully understand, and I had to do a little Google search. And even reading it several times, I still don't feel like I completely grasped it. I feel like I understand it, and what Parsons was trying to do probably relates to what we discussed, epistemology, and which is the frame of reference to understand something. And so he kind of went over, well, how do we get to these theories? Like, how do we construct theories? So I thought I liked that idea on his idea actually of how he construct theories of social order, which was relating to what was it relating to? Shared values, and those ultimately shared values equate to patterns in society, but those shared values and those patterns are kind of impressed upon us, and we're institutionalized. And I agree with that. I think that that's very true. So I thought that was interesting. And as far as my classical theory class that I took, one important thing that I learned when trying to understand these different sociologists such as Marx, Weber, and Durkheim was the historical context in during the time in which they created these theories. I think that helped me understand. And then something that you had mentioned earlier this week was how there was a time not long ago that people really didn't think about things. It was just kind of, it was religion was the guiding light, or kind of told people how things were, and sociology, we're able to analyze things. So I think imposter syndrome, bias, and then how you perceive things, I think these all kind of tie together in a way. Thank you.